Hey everyone, some of you might have heard of Microsoft's new portable console called the Xbox Scorpio. The reason why I'm making this video is because it nicely compares to the Nintendo Switch. The Scorpio will be able to play games at native 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. This is the first ever console to achieve this. Let's take a look at the specifications comparison of the Xbox Scorpio and the Xbox One from 2012. In terms of CPU, which is responsible for how fast things can be processed, we have 8 cores with 2.3 GHz for the Scorpio in comparison to 1.75 GHz on the One. This is actually insane because my laptop from 3 years ago has pretty much the same CPU and it costed 1,800 euros back then. Furthermore, the GPU has 40 compute units with 1172 MHz, while the One only has 12 with 914 MHz. In terms of RAM, which allows to store more things in the memory at the same time, the Scorpio has 12 GB RAM and the One 8 GB. The memory bandwidth, indicating how fast the memory can be accessed, is also much higher for the Scorpio at 326 GB per second compared to 68 GB and 219 GB per second for the One. Overall, this sounds pretty impressive, so expect the Scorpio to be expensive. People assume it will be priced around 499 euros or even higher. Now that we have seen the Scorpio's impressive specs, let's see how the Nintendo Switch compares to the Xbox One. Notice how we are not comparing to the Scorpio directly here, but with the old Xbox One. The Switch has 4 cores in comparison to 8 on the Xbox One. This decreases performance overall due to less efficient parallelism of computations. The clock speed is at 1020 MHz for the Switch and at 1750 MHz for the Xbox One. In terms of GPU speed, we also see that the Switch is behind with 768 MHz compared to the Xbox One's 853 MHz. In undocked aka portable mode, it even drops down to 307.2 MHz. The RAM available in the Switch is 4 GB, while we already saw that the Xbox One has 8 GB. The available storage capacity on the Switch is only 32 GB, while it is 500 GB on the Xbox One. The other specifications aren't as interesting besides the fact that the Switch has 2 USB 2.0 ports and 1 USB 3.0 port, while the Xbox One has 3 USB 3.0 ports, since USB 2.0 is the outdated USB technology. USB 3.0 has been introduced in 2008 and Nintendo still uses 2.0 in 2017 for the Switch. Now that we have learned how antiquated the hardware of the Nintendo Switch really is, let's see about the console's pricing. It is being sold at $350 and according to a tweet by a Wall Street Journal technology reporter in Tokyo, the manufacturing costs of the Switch are only $257. By doing simple math, we find out that Nintendo is making a profit of almost $100 of every Switch console sold. Since Nintendo is mainly a software manufacturer, they could also sell their consoles at a loss in order to make profits later on by releasing many good games, but instead they prefer to rip off their customers with overpriced, antiquated hardware and almost no games to this day. It is barely a stronger device than the Wii U, which is 5 years older. Why does Nintendo come out with such underpowered hardware? Anyway, GBA temp users have been complaining that the game 1-2 Switch is just a tech demo, but Nintendo is still selling it for $50, once again ripping people off for a poor game which should have been priced at around $20. Furthermore, there have been plenty of issues with the system such as overheating or bending. For this I will show you a short clip by the YouTuber ReviewTechUSA which should speak for itself.
One person went to Reddit and posted this image of their console. Take a look at it. Do you see what's wrong right there? I sure as hell do. That console is bent. And what's funny is because this Reddit user posted a picture of their bent Nintendo Switch, people went to go check theirs, and guess what? They noticed their Nintendo Switches were bending too. Here's another picture. Guess what? That Switch is bent as well. Now, the owner of this Switch said they basically only use it in portable mode. And as you can see from that picture, that Switch has bent as well. And because the author of the Techno Buffalo article, Joey Davidson, saw all these Nintendo Switches bent, he decided to take a look at his own Nintendo Switch. Here's a picture of that Nintendo Switch. Guess what? Joey Davidson from Techno Buffalo's Nintendo Switch is also bent. Oh boy. Man, this may become a big problem, huh?
Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how Nintendo's new system is a huge failure. Since the Scorpio is so powerful, all third-party developers will be developing for the Scorpio instead of the Switch. Not that it matters, there were barely any announced third-party games anyway. There you have it, RIP Switch, and everyone stupid enough who still believes in it succeeding at its current state. It might be one of the worst console launches ever, but not in terms of sales because of too many idiots buying into Nintendo's marketing and generated hype.